All right, good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Panama City. It is Friday, February the 10th, and we're out here on the bay. I would have liked to have gone offshore, but it's rainy. It's been raining all morning, off and on. Nothing hard, just rain. And so I thought, well, we'll come up here and to the Hathaway Bridge area and see if we can just find some fish. I've got somebody that's going to be coming this afternoon to fish with me for a little while, and so we're just going to fish for a little while and see what we can catch. So where I've stopped right now is one of the old marinas that got damaged in the hurricane in 2018, and they didn't rebuild it. We've still got all the pilings from the piers here, but that's pretty much all that's here. And I'll fish up here every once in a while, looking for sheep's head and mangroves and stuff like that. It's a pretty good run to come from Duncan Bridge all the way to the Hathaway. It's about 8 or 10 miles. So I don't come over here just a whole lot. I did have a request on my channel from somebody to fish the Hathaway, and the Hathaway is right here to my left, kind of in front of the boat. And so we may go over there and fish some of that a little bit. But right now it seems like we got a pretty good bit of current, and the current coming underneath the Hathaway is always worse than it is anywhere else that I fish. So we'll fish here for a little while, see what we can catch. And what I did was I stopped at Pier 98 and picked up some shrimp. And so we're going to fish with some shrimp first and just see if anything will bite. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just idling over the structure from the old bridge. There's two other bridges that were here that have been torn down. Um, we're almost underneath the edge of the newer Hathaway Bridge. And I'm just looking at the rubble that's on the bottom to see if I see fish and bait. The structure's there, and there's bait there. And there's a lot of structure here. And we fished some of the old spans, the flat part that goes between the pilings, offshore. That's where we caught the beeliners, the vermilion snapper, just a couple of weeks ago. There's one of those spans. But the foundations for the old bridges are still right here. And then we're in 24, 25 feet of water, and you can see the structure, and I'll show it to you in just a minute. So that's what I'm looking at. And so this is all the structure down here on the bottom. That's bait. Let's come up on some more of it here in just a minute. So that's the structure right there, the old foundations. And like I said, there's bait and stuff all over it. So we'll start right here and fish for a few minutes, see if we can catch anything. The only thing that was biting over at the old marina was pinfish, which I like to use for bait. Okay. Little black seabass. So, nice little black sea bass. They get a bit, they do get a bit bigger than that. He's a little over 10, so he's a keeper, but we're going to throw him back. Black sea bass is one of the fish that like rock on the bottom. And that's what we're fishing is bridge rubble. And they tend to be right on the bottom. Well, there's another one. That one was almost 12. And all I'm doing is just moving around between the different pilings that are still on the bottom, the structure, or the foundations for the old pilings that are still on the bottom. I'm just moving around, going from one to the other, to see if we can find something that bites. And we've caught those little black sea bass, and but the bite's been slow. But we'll keep trying. All right, so we made it back over to the east side of St. Andrews Bay. Had to take a little detour because the Navy has got divers out right now over behind the Navy base, north of the Navy base. They have a dive school over there where they learn how to dive and they come out in the bay and practice. So we had to take a little detour, go around, and not a big deal. We're going to pull up on a spot over here, see if there's anything on it that'll bite. The outlook for today was poor, according to the fish app that I've got. We've caught a few fish, but it could be because there's a cold front coming in. I don't know. We had full moon last weekend, so we're 3/4 of the moon right now, on the way to a dark moon. There's fish here. I'll show you what I'm looking at on the depth finder. So that's the structure on the bottom. Those are all fish. And with them up in the water column like that, they're probably red snapper. But maybe we can catch something on the bottom. We'll see. Red snapper. Little red snapper. Pretty much everything that I fish out here in the whole Panama City area is going to have red snapper on it at some point during the year. Once snapper season comes in, then I get serious about finding the little pieces of structure that'll hold them. Another little red snapper. This is a little sea brim. That's probably not their correct name. I don't know their correct name. That's just what I call them. And they get a little bit bigger than this. And I've eaten them, and they're pretty good. They're just a panfish. Redfish, red snapper. Little red snapper. And none of these red snapper are keepers, but another year or so and they will be. And I like to see them. I like to catch them. I don't care if they're keepers or not. They're out of season anyway. Another little red snapper. Well, it looks like red snapper are the only thing that want to bite here right now, so we're going to move a little bit. Let me put my rain suit on first. This little red snapper. Better fish. Another red snapper. Nice one. Little red snapper. And I've said it before, but the important part is finding that structure on the bottom. And we've got a good bit of it here in the bay. We're right in the edge of St. Andrews Bay. It's not high relief structure. It's just a little bit of stuff on the bottom. It could be rock. It could be something besides sand or mud, obviously. But I mean, it's just got a little bit of structure on it. It could be seashells. I don't know. It's 25 feet of water is what it's showing. It's actually probably closer to 27 because of where the transducer is on the boat. But there's fish here. Whether or not they'll bite and whether or not they're keepers or whatever, I don't know. I'm just trying to catch fish. That's a sand perch. and they're real good to eat. They also make pretty good bait.